鐘の音は響く心の中へと広く深く物語のような星の雫その中に細い線路を築く時間とともに時代は動く流れる星は静かに動く目を閉じて耳を澄ますバー GOOD バイ放て光負けずにしっかり今解き放て誰かに届くまで栄光の光はこの向こうに君たちと作っていくストーリー見上げた夜空の星たちの光西への想い願いが時代を超え色褪せるとなくときらり瞳につい誰かの叫び風に思いを月に願いを力ある限り生きてくんだ今日も見上げた夜空の星たちの光西への想い願いが時代を超え色褪せるとなくと僕らの想いもいつか誰かの胸に抱き続けようあの星のように
And welcome to episode 128 Red Leaf Retrocast. We're doing anime. We're doing Bleach. Not drinking it. We're just watching it. Bleach, the Substitute, aka Agent of the Shinigami. We're doing episodes 1 through 20, which were I guess technically the first season and the kickoff to Bleach in a very popular show. Tori, Hickey, we're back for another episode today.
Yep, incredibly. We're once again back recording yet another podcast.
Wow. Routines.
Fun. Yeah, this was my pick today, and I got some mixed feelings on Bleach, despite a show that I really liked more than 15 years ago at this point.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've known about Bleach for a long ass time, but it's one of those shows where like I never watched it. Mm-hmm. I never watched that. I never watched One Piece, although I have also seen parts of One Piece, like the first 50 episodes now. And I never watched Naruto, except for like 2 episodes. Right? So it's just, they belong to an era of anime which I was not a part of, because I was basically doing real world shit and having a real life back then. And actual friends. So, you know.
The busy life of a middle schooler.
Yep. Basically.
Oh my God.
I mean,
just fucking bitches and doing drugs. Or, no, that's just in Brazil. Never mind.
You're not too far off, except for the fucking bitches part. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, basically, it was just like that was a time for me of just going out, hanging out with friends, you know, stuff like that. I didn't watch any anime. The only thing I knew about anime back then was that my friend told me to never watch Dragon Ball because that shit was garbage, and I was like, "What the fuck's a Dragon Ball?"
Appropriate response.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was very random. He was like, "You've never seen Dragon Ball, right?" And I'm like, "What the? No." So it's like, "Good, never watch that. It's trash." And I'm just like, "The fuck's a Dragon Ball?"
God.
Different times.
Different times. Okay, so the latest seasonal anime has come to an end because what does it start like next week or in 2 weeks?
Yes, next week, I think. I mean, I know about fucking Luminous, which is starting July 3rd.
July 2nd, July 5th. Yeah, basically start of July. A lot of stuff doesn't start until like mid-July, though.
Okay.
Even late July.
Well, regardless, there's only like one episode of Spy X Family left, so clearly we should preview the next.
There's the second core.
There's a second core?
Yeah, of course there's a second. JD?
I thought
it was out today, yes.
I didn't know the second core starts. I didn't know that was going to be a thing. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Hold.
That starts in October. All right.
Oh, okay.
But
there's a second
fooled
part.
Me.
There is a second part, yeah, because the first one was only confirmed for like 12 episodes. So.
Oh, look at that. Sequel, part 2. How about that?
I'm not surprised, though. Like, again, people really like Spy X Family.
Dude, I love Spy X Family. It's so fun.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it, but like I said, I read parts of the manga, so it's definitely good. I will watch it. I just haven't been prioritizing it. I haven't been prioritizing seasonal end for a long time, so.
You don't say.
Yep, that's right. I was too busy watching Bleach.
Too busy doing real life things.
Too busy drinking Bleach.
Yes. Every day, brother.
So we'll do a short little preview on the summer 2022 season, and then the moving bar, which should be interesting. Summer 2007. These since we have a nice little podcast rule that we can't review an anime until it's at least 15 years old. It's just our arbitrary number that we consider retro. We like
no,
to...
No, JD. That's the objective age for when stuff becomes retro.
I'm sorry, you're
it's
right.
It's objective, because I say so. The amount of times I've gotten comments on that on my YouTube as well, where it's just like, why do you get to decide that something being 15 years old is retro? It's like, I don't. It's just a rule I go by.
Right. It's okay. If you think it's 5 years old, then go for it. I just think you're wrong.
It just fucking happens that when I set a fucking bar and I think 15 years is good, and then guess what I can do? Suddenly I can start talking about more shows as time progresses, instead of still being stuck in fucking 2089 and being like, no, only 90s shows are retro.
Yeah, there's got to come to a point when the early and mid 2000s will indeed become retro.
I think so.
All right. But yeah, we're doing Bleach today. But let's do the summer 2022 outlook. Anything stand out to you guys?
Basically 2 things.
Okay.
The Devil is a Part-Timer. Second season.
Oh.
Finally.
Revival?
Yeah, after a long-ass time. Yep, after a long-ass time. Looking very different, but that's okay. I'm definitely watching it.
When did the first season come out?
Hold on, let me check that.
2013. Oh,
no,
Jesus
2013.
Christ.
So
it's been a while. Show, so I feel like it was.
It's almost 10 years ago.
Yep.
Holy shit.
It's kind of weird because it's a pretty good show. It's a pretty good show. So, but yeah, no, we're finally getting some more. So that's going to be nice. And other than that, more Made in Abyss, because Made in Abyss is also a thing.
Fuck yeah. That's what I'm most excited for.
I mean, imagine the new Tokyo Mew Mew is coming out. That show is ancient.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, especially in the case of, like, The Devil's a Part-Timer, like, it's just one of those shows where it's like, we got one season, and then everybody was like, man, isn't there going to be more of this? And then it just never happened, so everybody gave up hope. And then suddenly they were like, hey, who remembers The Devil is a Part-Timer? And it's just like, why now?
It's just like Trigun.
Yeah, I guess. But at least that's not just suddenly like, hey, Trigun second season.
Let's see. So yeah, Made in Abyss for sure. Made in Abyss for sure for me. More Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Season 4. I'm into that. I weirdly really like that show.
Apparently Belle is finally going to grow some balls in this one, according to the director. He's finally going to start fucking some bitches, apparently.
Oh, seriously?
So finally,
is that an actual joke that was made, or what's going on with that?
No, I think it was the director of the show who basically dropped hints that Belle is going to a quote unquote man up.
I'm into that. It
only took 4 seasons.
You physically see his balls drop, and he goes, "Wait a minute, this goddess that's always hanging on me, I should fuck her."
Suddenly, these pants are a little too tight.
Hestia, I leveled up, if you know what I mean. Terrible.
Oh man,
okay.
Yeah, it is. All right. No, but I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Weird stuff, but it is a weird show, so that's fine. Overlord season 4 as well. So,
are you into the Overlord?
Yeah, Overlord is fun. Like very bad CG and whatnot, but it's some nice fun. I like Heinz. I like the characters. I just like seeing him go around and beat shit up. It's fun.
All right,
Nice.
So I gotta ask, who has seen Classroom of the Elite?
I
saw episode 1.
Is it worth going back and seeing
season.
it?
If you are going into the anticipation of the second season, like, okay, there's something here, I'm gonna sit to the end and I will watch it. Then yeah, I really enjoy the first season. I enjoy the main character, even though like he's a deadpan kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just gonna have fun with the same kind of, like, you just want to have fun, see a funny anime with the same premise, go watch Baka to Test.
I do agree with that. Baka to Test is way better.
Yeah, like if you want to have like immediately fun, don't want to think of a lot about what is happening, non-subplot or just a little bit of subplot, fun characters, engaging entertainment, go watch Baka to Test. It is the same kind of story. You enter school with a test. Depending on your score, you put on a classroom, and if the overall score of the classroom goes up, you change classes. It kind of changed the caste. So people are in the F class in classroom of the elite. And the difference is, like, everyone is rich, so kind of you don't want to be in the F class if you were an elite from an elite family. You get bullied and everything else. Main character is extremely smart. He's the smartest man alive, and that's why he chose to bomb the test and go to F class. His motivations are a little bit uncertain. It'll be explained in the second season, and in the third season, because it's already confirmed, by to the end of the year. So there's a lot of bullying. There's a lot of kind of a little bit heavy themes. It's a little bit heavier. And if they score well, they can kind of go up on casts. I don't think they change classes, but they get respect, basically. Baka to Test, like, is just the same idea, but you have monster battles, and it's just funny.
Baka to Test, if comedy.
Yeah, it's just comedy. You have little characters they use to fight, and the grades are the HP and the attack. So if you want to just fun, not think too much, it's also complete, basically. Go watch Baka to Test. It's the same thing. You're going to get kind of the same thing, or like not kind of the same thing, but it's the same premise of a story. I think it's worth watching it, but it's me, right? I like those kind of heavy shows with a little bit of a heavier plot.
I basically watched the first episode. I gave up on the first episode pretty early on.
Okay.
Because it basically just started with a fucking like bus scene or whatever the fuck. That little interaction there, the fucking stupid, like, why should I have to get up? And I'm just like, all right, I don't give a shit about the show. I don't fucking care.
Wow. Made that decision quick.
I did, but it's just because, like, fuck it. It's like they kind of. It's like when it's like, hey, look, some old person comes in and the bus is taken. What would you do? Would you go up and offer to say your seat to them? Nobody else is doing it. Should I do it? No. Why should I get up? And I'm just like, dude, I don't care, man. And then I'm just spending the rest of the episode going like, so what is actually going to happen? And then it's just basically just get to school and whatnot. And then it's just introduced the whole thing. I'm just like, I'm not interested. I don't want to watch this. I don't give a shit about the show.
Yeah, main character is motivated to be the main. Yeah, main character is a motivator to be the main character. So he just tries to force a girl to be the main character of the story. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
So, like, if you don't like also those kind of characters, you're not going to enjoy. It's going to be just like Tori. Just watch the first episode. Wow, I just don't care about this.
Wow, I hate this guy. Move on.
I had, fun. Even though
how dare you?
Lurch.
Not allowed to have fun. Didn't you hear Tori's review of the first episode for like a minute?
Yeah.
You're supposed to hate it now.
That's right.
That's
because my opinion is
I'm
the only one that matters.
The second season and the third season. Like, hopefully the second season is good enough.
God, there's a lot of sequels next season.
Yep.
Yeah, it's summer.
Yeah.
It's summer.
Let's see. There's also like a little funny little anime. It's called Musashino that is coming out. I think that show was delayed for almost a decade.
Wow. That's not even impressive. What about Uru and Blue?
Yeah. Because it was going to release really closer to the first season, and the first season was 2015. It was stated for the same year. or 2016, and it only came out now in 2022.
Dude, there's like 4 isekai shows next season.
Yes,
And we
there's
all know
Ruby
which
as
one.
well.
Oh my god.
We all
Shaft Ruby.
We all know which isekai JD will watch. Definitely isekai.
Oh, there is one isekai I'm watching. November, so it's on my plenty watch list.
All
What?
right.
Isekai harem or something? What is it?
Isekai make you the head on well, I don't care. Call me a bad person.
Okay,
I
you're a
tell
bad
you,
person.
go have a,
All right, hey,
a
you're
nice
a bad
life.
person. Definitely bad.
Yeah, I am. Oh yeah, you have no idea about this show, dude.
You're right. I don't.
This show is
Reflection
morally
on this.
questionable.
You have no idea about me. I'm going.
Oh yeah, no.
You are.
This show is the type of morally questionable.
Oh no! All right, I gotta read the
Yeah.
synopsis then. There's no way around it.
Ethically, it is disgusted. Morally,
Ethically, it's a disgusting, morally terrible show. And if you're a bad person for liking
Personally,
it, let's
I
reveal.
love it,
Let's
but
talk about
hey.
this. Struggling with life and society, high school student Michio Kaga wanders about the internet and lands on an odd website. The website, featuring a number of questions and point-based system, allows one to create skills and abilities for a character. Upon completing his character, Kaga was transported to a game-like fantasy world and reborn as a strong man who can claim idol-level girls. Thus begins the cheat and harem legend of a reborn man! Exclamation point at the end there. Well, the picture I'm
this
looking at
doesn't-
has a
it doesn't
very,
make-
very well-endowed woman next to him. I assume he owns her.
This doesn't. Yeah. This doesn't even. The guy's like, okay, I need body members. Like, it's not like people don't like me. I just don't have friends, and I don't feel like doing friends. Slave it is. Buy a slave. I'm gonna fuck her every single day.
Oh no!
It is like you can
Slavery
make
is frowned
friends,
upon
like-
in the real world, but in the harem world where I can own idols, less frowned upon.
Less proud.
Usually when you have those kind of stories, like Shield Hero, it's like no one likes him. It's like he didn't do anything to deserve not being liked. Although he's kind of a dick, but regardless. So it's like, well, I need party members. I don't have any power whatsoever. I just have my shield.
Right.
So I guess I'm gonna buy a slave because it's the best thing I can have. This one, the dude doesn't even try. He's like, slaves. That's the answer. So like, done.
It sounds better. It sounds better than Shield Hero.
In Shield Hero, the guy
No.
was basically forced to play a role, and fucking in this one, the guy is just like, I don't need to be an asshole, but I will be an asshole.
It sounds way better. All right, adding isekai harem to the list then.
There will be no false accusations on me because everything will be true.
I will
Yeah.
be a bad person with Hickey then. I will watch the show.
Yeah. And it's like the manga is just that. They go to fight in a dungeon, get money. Guys is strong. He can use every single kind of magic and everything. They beat the level. They come back, sell everything on the city, go home, fuck, repeat. That's the whole anime.
That's the life, man.
Right.
Manga.
What about fucking?
And then it's a harem, so of course he gets more women.
Of course.
Well, you can't be
Yeah.
satisfied
Yeah.
with just one fuck buddy.
That's
I just love when they can get the second one. Is like, I need to remember the order. The first one I fuck first, then the others.
You're
Did you
fuck
have the
person
order?
one,
There's a
you're fuck
hierarchy.
person two.
There's a hierarchy.
hell yeah, dude.
There's the main bitch, and there's the others.
Hell yeah.
I need to remember the order. I was like,
Hell yeah,
wow, you're being so considerate. Goddamn,
So considerate. Yep.
what a gentleman.
Nah, man, you guys are disgusting. You should instead be watching nice, beautiful, romantic relationships like the maid I hired recently is mysterious,
Is that a real show that's coming out?
I don't know anything about it. I've just seen it fucking pop up
I know
like everywhere.
I know the mangaka. It's the same mangaka from Jahi-sama.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Yeah. The one that has the same kind of opinion on woman I have.
All right. Perfect.
We have the same taste. Why?
All right, so
perfect.
For a show that is coming out that's not a sequel, I'm weirdly intrigued by Call of the Night.
That's from the same guy from the Gashi.
Oh, okay. Well, at least the character art will be good then, right? I guess
right.
maybe.
Yeah. Linden, and I saw the PVs. Linden Films seems to have done a good job.
Yes, yeah. That's how I came across it. I think it was like an advertisement on my Twitter, and I just go, "What is this?" It was like back in January, and I just made a note of it. Went to Mal and kind of put it off to the side, and I go, "Okay, so it's finally coming out." It is essentially a kid he doesn't feel like school is for him. And he just kind of quits, and then he develops a crippling case of insomnia. So he walks around the city at night to kind of clear his mind. And I guess he just comes across like a bunch of vampires, and he joins that society, essentially. Or, I don't know, something like that. It was intriguing enough to catch my eye, and I'm going to check it out.
This season is literally all about fucking.
Right.
Well, I mean, maybe people are getting older and they want to fuck.
Hey, man. No, I don't think that's it.
It was like 2 years of COVID. Gotta fuck now.
Yeah. Dude, it's summertime. It's summer. And it's time for romance. And romance means fucking.
This is true. Absolutely. Sometimes you got to pay for it. Sometimes you got to go into slavery for it. I don't know.
Yes, summer. Yeah.
Summer. Picky.
This is just summer.
Get with the times, man. You're like fucking 6 months behind. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Or he's 6 months ahead.
That's a problem.
No, he's 6 months behind. He's from Brazil.
You're behind on a lot of things.
That's a fair point.
Might be more than 6 months, to be honest. Might be a couple of years for that as well.
Okay, so we got Made the Biz, Call of the Night,
Isekai Clinic,
Isekai Harem.
I think we've gone through most of the...
Yeah.
No, yeah, Sword Art Online Progressive movie is coming out, the second one. Yeah, second.
Okay. So, Tori, you're going to be watching Devil Part-Timer 2?
Yes, the Devil's a part-timer.
Okay. So you can keep us up to date on that one.
Yeah, and
that looks to be the most popular for next season.
Oh, it probably will be. I'm just hoping it's as good as the first one, because, like, I don't think the first one is amazing by any means, but it's fun. I just want more of that.
All right. Moving bar time, then.
Moving bar time. Let's go.
These are anime that we will now be able to review on this podcast, like Sword of the Stranger.
Like Sword of the Stranger, a very good show. And if you want to torture us, you can also tell us to finally get our asses our fucking act together and watch School Days.
I want to watch School Days. I want that. No. Veto.
Man, I played the fucking visual novel for School Days. I remember that.
Yeah, you feel bad about yourself now?
No, because there's like even more fucked up endings than the one in the end.
Oh, good.
Because it's a visual novel. Also has better endings. And also has multiple games.
School Days, man.
Oh, fuck. Naruto Shippuden movie 1?
Talking about reviving anime, Mononoke as well.
Yeah. Mononoke, I think, would be super interesting to discuss on the podcast at some point. But
there's the movie coming out.
Yeah, that's relevant too. That's right.
Yep. So that is definitely something we could look into. I really like Mononoke as well. So
Mononoke, Sword of the Stranger, like this 2007 summer season, it's got some good stuff on that. I've never actually seen Sword of the Stranger. It's just been on my list forever.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, to be fair though, even summer 2007, it's the same as all summer seasons in my opinion. It's got some good shows: Bakuno, Higurashi Kai, Sayonara Setsubo Sensei, Mononoke, but that's got a bunch of just
crap.
Meh. Yeah, it's like
things you never heard about.
Yeah, like Devil May Cry,
except Dojin War.
Yeah, shut up. Shiguru as well. I watched. Shiguru was okay, but that's
Sky Girls.
Nobody cares about Sky Girls.
I care about Sky Girls.
Why?
Shut up.
What the fuck is Sky Girls? Oh yeah, it looks
I like
exactly
the
like something
illustrator.
Hickey would watch.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's from Humikami Shimada as well, the guy from Strike Witches.
Of course it is. I wouldn't expect anything
It's-
else.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Zetsuba Sensei, because that's also been another one on my list for a while. That was recommended to me fucking like 5 years ago minimum. Because
Oh yeah.
it's by Studio Shaft. It's got a high score, higher score. I've heard many good things about it. That'd be
Same.
something to look into.
Yep. No, it's
very
Is it multiple seasons or is it just the one?
Monogatari.
Yes.
Yes. It's very Monogatari like style.
Oh, okay. I'm into that. Let's see. I'm
Like the
clicking on-
cuts, the colors, the color shifts.
Oh, there is a sequel.
Probably it's the same guy.
When did the sequel come out? Let's see here.
Suicide.
Winter 2008.
Crazy
Okay.
chicks.
So we
Crazy
wouldn't
chicks.
be able to do the sequel for some time.
Akiyuki, yeah, this was also directed by Akiyuki Shimbo, so yeah, it is the same.
Bakano as well.
Bakano, yeah.
I love
Bakano's
Bakano. That would just be
Oh,
a
same.
trip.
Same. I mean, to be fair though, it's like, do you do Bakano without the OVA? Or the special, I guess? It's the special, isn't it?
I mean, we could do whatever we want.
Special. I know. But it's just you need those last 3 episodes, man.
Oh, that's right.
Uh,
You're right. It is only like what 13, and then another 3 after
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah, another 3 special episodes, but that's those last 3 episodes, those are juicy. You can't skip those.
I don't think I've ever seen the last 3 though.
Oh, you should watch them.
Yeah,
You need to rewatch the show and then watch the last 3 episodes.
Cool. Might have to do that. Okay. So if you were to pick one from that season, what would you do?
Bakano.
Bakano. Okay. Hickey?
I guess Mononoke because I haven't watched it.
You've
Mhm.
never seen Mononoke. It seems like right up your alley.
No. Yeah, I just it's one of the things that's like, oh man, yeah, it's there every single year or every single quarter of the year. I just remember it. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that show. I should watch it. Oh, there's a movie coming out. God damn it! I guess it's a retelling of the original. Might as well just wait the movie now.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
Nope. You watch the show.
No, never.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
Going
feeling it's
straight
going to
out
be a
into the
show.
list.
I have a feeling if we do Mononoke, it's going to be a show I'll like more the second time than the first time I watched it.
Possible.
talking
Not
about-
necessarily.
Talking about Bleach, Zombie Loan anime came out in summer 2007.
And why should I care about Zombie Loan by Studio Zebek M2?
It's the first manga made by Taite Kubo.
Oh. Well,
It's really short as well.
Yes, 11 episodes.
No, the manga as well. Manga's just like two volumes, I think.
Zombie Loan. Do you know when you were going to die?
6.85.
Yeah, it doesn't have the best score, does it?
Nope.
Kita does, as she has the ability to see a ring of death on the necks of those around her, and the darker the ring, the closer one is to death. One day, she notices 2 boys in her class, Chika and Chito, have completely black rings. Seeking to warn
is
them
this-
of their impending demise, she stumbles onto their secret. They're already dead, but are kept
Oh,
alive
my
due to a
one.
contract
Shinderu.
with a zombie loan, a mysterious loan office. What? Yes, banker over there, Bank of America. You see, I'm going to die. I need to take out a loan on my zombie life. Oh, yes, here, zombie loan. Of course, nothing comes without a price, as the boys must hunt down and kill zombies in order to pay off their debt. Once they learn about Michiru's Shinigami eyes, they drag her into their crazy world. I can see how this is a premise to Bleach or something.
I think it's this one. I think it is.
I will just
Is
believe
it
you
now?
without looking it up.
Is it though?
Sure. Who cares? We'll go with yes.
Peach Pit? Peach Pit is
No,
a
it's
female manga artist duo.
No.
Yeah.
It's Zombie Powder, the name of the one. Not Zombie Lone.
Yep.
Although I've watched Zombie Lone. That's probably because it's... Man, I watched Zombie Lone, but I didn't watch fucking Mononoke. What the fuck?
Yeah, you got
What
your
is
priorities
wrong
all wrong.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with me?
Honestly, you're literally just like Sammy. Like I don't, man.
Well,
That's a name I haven't heard in a while brought up.
Now I feel offended. Holy shit. Like,
But what do you mean? He does the exact same thing.
you didn't offend me when I was talking about buying women to make a harem. You
No.
offended me because of Zombie Lone?
Yes.
Damn. Well, it's Zombie Powder. The first manga from... Because at the same time I was watching Zombie Lone, I read Zombie Powder. Because that's the reason why.
Man,
All the way back in 2012, 10 years ago.
imagine watching anime in 2012 and reading manga. Disgusting. Couldn't be me.
Where was I
There's a
living in
show called
2012?
Code
Was I in
E.
Louisiana yet? I might have been in Louisiana.
This is a show, like it's 641 called Code E. I've never heard about it. Strange ability to generate electromagnetic waves when her emotions run high. She's an emotionally unstable microwave.
Perfect.
All right, have we... I think we've exhausted this. So yeah, summer 2007 is now eligible. If you would like us to review an anime, just hit us up on Twitter. Everything's in the description in the episode. And maybe there's a sequel to a show that we have covered, or the show that we covered, but we haven't covered the sequel. Maybe you would like us to continue that. Who knows? But I think it's time we start drinking some bleach. You guys ready for that?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Okay, so that was a One Piece drop. Maybe I should make a Bleach drop, because I have a feeling we're going to be doing more Bleach. But yeah, Bleach came out in the fall of 2004 by Studio Puro. It, let's see, it spans 366 episodes in total. Don't know if we're going to get that far.
With the last arc coming out.
Yeah, so
Later this year,
that's kind of
in
why I was thinking about Bleach is in the fall of this year, Bleach 1000-Year
the
Blood War
1000-Year
is
Blood
coming out
War.
and it's supposedly going to finish the show.
Yeah, it's
the
the
manga.
last. It's the last arc of the manga,
Yeah, and
which I'm reading, and I remember people being very angry at it. And so far, it's been so long that now reading it, I was like, oh, I see why people got a little bit pissed on it, but it's not that bad.
Okay. I actually stopped watching Bleach at episode 313. So that must be like right as... Yeah, I know, right?
Come on, JD.
What?
I stopped. I stopped. Let's see. I stopped quite early, actually.
You stopped way before that?
No, yeah. When it comes down to the anime,
Okay.
I think I went to half of the Soul Society saga, and then like I was going out of my middle school, and I went to like a magazine shop. I was like, oh, they have the manga for that anime I'm watching, and it's kind of like at this a little bit forward with the story. So I just started buying the manga and reading it.
Yeah, one of those. Okay, so here's the...
So I have like 30 volumes in my wardrobe.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why don't you just buy the other 24 then?
Because it got to the Fullbringer saga.
Uh-huh.
I have from the 19 to the 45, I think. And then you got to the Fullbringer saga, and the Fullbringer saga is really boring. I just stopped buying it.
I wonder if that's the place where I stopped watching. But anyways.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Well, it wasn't. It was a little bit earlier than that, but after Aizen getting dunked on, I guess.
That's where a lot of people think the show went a bit downhill, and that's kind of where it ends. Kind of like the either the end of the Frieza saga or the Cell saga in Dragon Ball Z. There's definitely points in stories of, especially in shonen shows, action little shonen shows here, where people just tend to lose interest, or they feel like, that's the story, that's the complete story, we got it. It's not uncommon. But Tori, what is your history with Bleach?
My history with Bleach is that I heard about it at some point. I don't know. Probably once I got into anime again in like around 2013. Heard people talk about it. People liked it. And I looked at it, and as I looked with all of the big shows, now it's just like, I don't know. It's a bit too long for me. I'm not interested in getting invested in that. But it was like out of the big three, so Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto, the Bleach was the one that I was the closest to starting, because it was the one that seemed the most interesting to me. But again, it was one of those that was like, I don't know. I don't feel like it yet. I have so much other amazing shows out there that I want to get through first, and then here we are. So yeah.
I mean, not wrong. It has taken us 128 episodes to even cover the beginning of Bleach. So even for this podcast.
I don't know. I just the hard thing as well is with shows like these, right? Where it's like they're so amazingly hyped. So it's kind of just that in and of itself kind of makes you hesitant because you're just like, man, what if it's not as good as people say? Or what if I don't like it?
Oh, for sure.
Like, then it's going to be like even worse.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to say it's like watching Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is a very good example. The amount of people that fucking praises the goddamn Killer Ants arc or whatever the fuck it's called. Like the amount of people that praises that shit. It's like the greatest thing anime has ever offered. And I remember, I like Hunter x Hunter, and then we got to that arc. It starts off really good, but by the end of it, I'm just saying, it's like, ugh, isn't it over yet? Are we done?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I kind of felt the same about that, because I was one of the few that probably watched the original Hunter x Hunter before the kind of remake.
Yeah,
and I'm definitely on
watching that.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the weird fence over there, where I actually like the original more, because it had. It had just a few different arcs in there still. But anyways, yeah, I was like, I didn't really like the Ant arc or whatever. But for Bleach, my history was it came on TV. I believe it was on Toonami. It could have been on Afternoon or Adult Swim, whatever. The point is, it was on TV. It was right there with like Inuyasha and things. And I just kind of watched it. And by the time I finally got like my own computer and internet, then I was able to watch most of it, and I quite enjoyed it for a period of time, and it definitely hit that spot with me. Same thing with Naruto. Naruto just has so much filler, and while Bleach has filler, there's actually a couple filler arcs in there that are quite good, if memory serves.
Yep. And the movies are also.
I've never seen any of the movies. That is something I rarely.
I've seen some. I've seen some of them. And good.
Yeah. But let me get
especially like the one I like the most is the Hell saga. They went to Hell, and it's like really, really cool. I watched it because one of the mangas had the promotional art to it, fully colored.
Okay.
Well, I still have it. I hope it's still there. I think I haven't opened the box they're in a decade, so I hope they're still there.
All right.
But yeah, the movies are nice.
So let me let me read this summary here from Anime Planet of Bleach, so people can at least we can get going here. 15-year-old Ichigo Kurosaki is a typical teen with fighting skills, 2 caring sisters, and a special trait: he can see ghosts. However, when Ichigo and his family find themselves under attack by a huge beast, Ichigo discovers that there's more to the supernatural world than the everyday specter. Vengeful spirits known as Hollows roam the world in search of devouring souls, and Shinigami, aka Soul Reapers, work tirelessly to defeat them and guide normal ghosts into a place called the Soul Society. Ichigo valiantly fights the hollow that threatens him and his sisters, but on the verge of defeat, a Shinigami named Rukia gives him her powers, turning him into a Shinigami himself. Ichigo must now adjust to his new life of both vanquishing and saving souls for the sake of the Soul Society. I'd say that's an okay summary of how the show starts. It definitely hits on most of the good points. We're definitely going to have to come up with
details.
Yeah. It skips a few details here or there, but yeah, it's this first arc is episodes 1 through 20, and I actually have a DVD of the first first arc here, and it's just straight up 1 through 20. I guess we'll start with just my overall thoughts over the first 20 episodes here, just as my own little summary. It starts off much slower and more melancholy than I remember. It definitely has a lot more of the juvenile comedy in it than I remember. But I was also a juvenile when the show first came out.
Man, this show is awesome. 20 years later.
Yeah, the art style, the animation, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely early mid-2000s.
Man, that was...
aged like a fine cheese.
Yeah, no, like the character design, especially like the drawing of the characters, especially for like a decent chunk of this first arc, is like, man, that is just straight up bad.
Yeah,
it got a little bit better towards the end, but like in the beginning, it was like, holy shit, they could not fucking make those drawings look right at all.
No, they were spot on, actually.
I don't know, maybe for the manga art, but not for the fucking not for the way they like. When you look at the way they move, like it's just this is not suitable for animation whatsoever.
Yeah, it's because like again, Bleach was the second manga Taita Kubo had. The first one ended in 2 volumes, and it was pretty much just cancelled. So he wasn't a good drawer illustrator when he started Bleach, and the anime reminded me of that. And of course, because I'm rewatching Bleach, I went to some of the points in the series that are absolutely amazing. And like the art style, the Tite Kubo art style just starts to get replicated into the anime in like episode 100, 120. But in the manga is way earlier than that. I think when you get to the Soul Society saga, is already well refined, and he kind of found the way he wants to draw characters. So everyone just looks extremely different at the end of the series than compared to the beginning of it. But man, it is rough. It is quite rough.
Yeah,
and it's also 2004 Studio Puro is
right. It's much different.
Not the best.
Yeah. Anyways, my other thoughts really focus in on how slow it starts to get going, and of course, when we finally get to the points where I feel the show gets much more, I guess, action oriented and it gets more along the line of I need to see that next episode feel, is at the end of this arc. So to me, it took exactly 20 episodes for me to go, I can't wait to watch that next episode. How did you guys feel just from the kind of the story and what journey we're about to embark on for Bleach?
I'm definitely with you on the idea that like towards the second half stuff starts to pick up. Because like beginning, I mean, it's not untypical shonen, but it is one of those things where it's like it starts off and I'm just like, okay, cool, hothead, the biggest lie in any synopsis ever, totally normal high school kid. There's absolutely nothing normal about this guy. Not remotely, ignoring the fact that he can see fucking ghosts, which is not, totally normal high school boy stuff, just we all do that. I remember being in high school and seeing ghosts all the time. But
right there with my schizophrenia.
yeah, dude. Right? It's just, you kind of get the, like, you see, stuff doesn't really make sense. Like, fucking when you were introduced to Chad. Fucking great name, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro,
Dude,
what the
I love
This
him.
guy is a normal fucking high school kid, but dude is fucking getting hit in the head with goddamn fucking steel beams, and he breaks them rather than take any damage. And he said, this dude is not normal. There's no way they're gonna sell this as a normal fucking high school boy. And then later on, it's like, no, they're not gonna sell him as a normal high school boy. Like, okay, thank God.
Yeah, no, he's not a normal high school boy. He's just your average Latino man.
Right?
Yes, of course.
Average
we all do that.
jacked 6'2" Latino man. Yeah, no problem.
It's just like, who the fuck is this fucking old dude foreigner looking guy? Hey, it's Chad. Of course it is.
Does he have a last name? Nah, just Chad.
I mean, he does have a last name. Chad is not even his real name. But I love that they all just call him Chad. Yeah. I love that they all just call him Chad. I'm just like, yep. All right.
It's Chad.
All right,
Yes, Torasada. Chad.
Yep.
It's like, yes. Oh, man, I remember that. Oh, this.
How did you guys feel?
It's so fun. God damn it.
How did you guys feel about the comedy that was rampant throughout these first 20 episodes? So, for example,
I'm
shonen comedy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't really like it because I skipped this part of anime pretty much. Like I never got into it at the time when this would have been appropriate comedy for me. So I mostly just said it's like, haha, yeah, whatever.
Well,
move on.
Even so, it's like things like his dad jumping him and wanting to fight him and screaming, and then you have like a full-on episode where Chad has a parakeet or some shit, and it's the soul of a boy inside. What was it? It was a parakeet,
the cursed
right?
parakeet, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Those aspects of comedy, it's like, I could put up with a lot of shonen comedy, but there was something about the father specifically that irked me.
I didn't mind his sort of like fighting his son kind of thing. It's kind of just like, that's fine to a certain extent. I got a little bit more annoyed when they started selling the whole like him fucking keep getting all creepy with his own daughters. That I didn't appreciate, because that's a bit like, I don't know. That doesn't seem very appropriate. That was basically where I drew the line.
I mean, they kick his ass and throw him back and everything, and
they do, but even still, it's just like, come on.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's they don't really drop hints that the father knows what's going on, but he knows what's going on.
I mean, except for that part at the end where he literally hits the concrete face first and then goes up and be like, here, son, take this amulet. You can't, I'm not accepting that. You can't just give me the amulet. Damn right, I'm not giving it to you. This is a prized possession. You're giving it back.
Right. Well, I mean, Ichigo's leaving to go on this big fight near the end of the 20 episodes here, and his dad was just kind of...
They don't know that.
Right, but somehow the dad...
JD, stop.
What?
You need to remember Tori never watched it. Dumbass.
Well, but the father's outside and he knows he's leaving. I'm not spoiling anything. The father's literally outside and he's giving them the amulet. Like, how do you find out, and how is he okay that Ichigo's like leaving somewhere?
We're talking about
Ichigo does that.
We're talking about the beginning here. This hasn't happened yet.
No, that isn't part of the 20 episodes where the father gives him the amulet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the 20th episode.
Right.
Or like 19th or whatever, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very strange how he's just like totally cool with his son like leaving somewhere in the middle of the night.
But Ichigo does that.
Yeah, but not so far. It's not something he's been doing. It's only just started happening.
Right, and he's like, here you go, take this. See ya. It's like, what?
But it's not even that. It's the fact that it's not the fact that it's like, oh, he's going out. It's the fact that he knows, because Ichigo's trying to hide it. Like, he tries to leave in the middle of the night, and his father is just like, there you are, my son, and jumps off the fucking roof head first.
Right. It's very strange. It's very strange. Like, I know what happens, but when I was watching this...
I don't.
Right, but when I'm watching this, I'm like, that's really strange.
Mm-hmm.
How would he know? How is he okay? Why is he okay with this? His son's just leaving. Yeah, anyways. I guess that's really like what, episode 17? Does Ichigo leave the home for training, or is that after his training?
No, I think this is after his training. Yeah, but this no, he does leave for training, but I'm pretty sure this happens after, doesn't it? When it's
I can't remember
before he goes, because he goes back home, right? He has to wait for him to open the portal
so it would
to
be
go
afterwards.
to the
Yeah, so it would be afterwards.
Yeah, but it is after that, right? Because when he goes to training, that's not so much he goes to training. He just got his fucking ass kicked and was left to die on the fucking side of the road.
Yeah,
he didn't leave home. He was saved.
Right.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Kind of funny. He was missing for literal
18.
days, and then he just kind of comes back, and they're like totally cool with it.
No one asked any questions. It's just all right, cool.
So, anyways,
yeah, it's important to notice that we're skipping to episode 17 because nothing really happened.
And that's kind of my big. That's kind of my big issue with the first 17 episodes.
Things happen. The problem is in hindsight. In hindsight, nothing happens, because the problem with Bleach and the first 20 episodes is that there's a lot of mechanics, board mechanics they show. They're just discarded.
Right.
So, now I finished the series. I've read the whole manga. I know which parts are discarded and which parts are not. And it's pretty much just the whole 17 episodes, except how Ichigo's mother died. That is an interesting episode.
Yeah, that was good. I wish there was a lot more of that than just daily school life. Then he goes out for comedy and vanquishing the next hollow just kind of out of nowhere. They don't really go into any. There's still so much mystery to everything, and maybe they could have answered one or two of these things much earlier than they intended. Who is this shopkeeper dude? What is his connection to Rukia? You don't really get any of those answers right now, and it's gonna be a while before you do.
There's definitely stuff that because I understand the whole idea, right? It's okay, he meets Rukia, he gets his fucking powers, then he sort of spends some time just sort of taking over her job for while she recovers. That's well and good. Although there's definitely more interesting stuff they can do, because it does kind of become that typical 70s almost monster of the week type of situation, where it's there is a new holo out now, and we go to fight it, and then Ichigo's still an idiot, so all he knows is how to just run in with a sword, and yay, and it's okay, he wins. And then some other stuff, some weird fucking psychic dude, magician, whatever the fuck he is, I don't know. And it's just a whole bunch of odd, seemingly out of place episodes where it's does this lead to anything?
Right, exactly.
And kind of no, not really, not until what's his face?
Episode 11.
Yeah, what's his face? Yeah, Quincy.
Ishida.
That's his name. When he shows up, that's when you finally start going all right, okay, now we're seeing some progression here. Now shit's happening. Now we're moving. Now we're getting somebody out who's okay, other people have power, okay. And then they start introducing fucking Ichigo's effect on everybody else, how they're now starting to manifest power of their own, which meh. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, that's a little weird.
I understand that, because I was thinking the same thing. I go, okay, I get it. His friends have an episode, like Orihime and Chad. They have their own episode where they're close to death, and they have some experience, and that's how their own spirit-type powers are awakened in some capacity. And then you have his childhood friend Tatsuki, and they have little backstories. In a vacuum, these episodes are fine, but I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching it back to back to back to back, and you're trying to have the story kind of make sense and be in a more linear kind of way that makes sense, they're all very disjointed from one another until episode 16, 17 happens that we keep going back to, and then you go, okay, so the sum of its parts, I guess, makes sense, but how we got there is just so it's just piece by piece that don't run together very well. I found that very
pretty much.
I found that very strange watching it. I was like, okay, this isn't quite as sensible as I remember.
Yeah, like especially when you compare to shonens that are paired up with Bleach. When you go to Naruto, the objective is already on episode 1. The backstory you have is just
right. It's already there.
Just
yeah,
bullied and like dude got a nine-tail inside of him. No one wants to be his friend, and that's like 2 minutes of the first episode. One Piece, gotta find the One Piece.
It's gotta find it, bro. Like, that's the goal.
I was like, okay, we finish here in this island. Let's get our boat and let's find our crewmates. That's it. Hunter x Hunter is the same thing. Hunter x Hunter is like already him leaving for the exam. What more should I?
No, I get no.
Like,
that's good. That's great because in Bleach you don't know what the goal is until Rukia and the Soul Society comes to arrest her, and the whole issue is, I guess, she gave her powers to Ichigo, to a human. Very cool, interesting moment, though, when that does happen, where she just goes, I only meant to give him a little bit, and she, like, fucking stole it all. What the fuck? So she doesn't know what happened, which gives mystery to why he has so much power, and that attributes a lot as the series goes on, of course. But when the Soul Society finally, like, takes her back, arrests her, say that she's going to be executed for her crimes, very harsh law, by the way. Then Ichigo...
It's all about the balance, man.
Right, all about balance, and Ichigo and his friends want to now save her. There's your goal, and it took like 20 episodes to get there. Very, very different than other shonens of the time. I like that. I agree with that.
It took an entire arc just to get there. Yeah, there are definitely ways to do it better. And then, you sort of sprinkle that in with sort of like typical, like, almost 90s shonen-ish tropes, like with the fucking, like, oh, we're coming to get her, she's now wanted, we want her back, like stuff like that. And it's just like, I've seen this in other shows before, Bleach, right? But that's usually paired up with like some sort of objective, something, now this sets up something, and it does that here as well, but it's like it happens so much later than what I'm used to. But there's definitely a lot of inspiration there.
Yeah, like
there's a lot of setting up of things that just got abandoned, and it's not even mentioned after. Well, the only thing that actually comes back to get a mention is the Shinigami power has a little bit different color to the little cloth to represent them.
Yeah, it's just kind of thrown off to the side.
That kind of comes back, and that's just sad. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I think would have been better if, like, to me, it would have been better if we would have gotten the mother backstory, like, immediately, because that's very important. Like, her death is very intricate and integral to how this family operates, why Ichigo is the way he is, and then you can introduce kind of how his two girlfriends are close to him with Orihime and Tatsuki. And then we can introduce Chad and have, like, it would have made much more sense in a linear way to introduce these characters and have their specific episodes instead of this disjointed every once in a while vacuum episodes that doesn't make sense until episode 16.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Or like some of them only make sense up to like 300 episodes.
Well, yeah. Now, okay, so
at least it's well constructed.
So very,
I would say no.
Yeah, very, like, would it have been a bad thing if we would have gotten Orihime's like brother episode, and then instead of like 5 episodes later, the very next one is her powers awakening, defending Tatsuki from the octopus hollow thing, which, by the way, those hairpins that become her like spirit things, very weird. I was like, oh my god, I actually didn't remember her power at first. I was like, oh, okay, now it's coming back to me. But I'm like,
well, they have little personalities.
Yeah, they have like, she has like little spirit fairies with rambunctious personalities, and there's one that has just this stupid attitude to him.
Oh man, don't worry, you can call on us anytime. Hey, yo, bitch, what the fuck, man? Why are you calling me?
Yeah, exactly. Call us to protect anytime. Bitch, fuck you. You woke me up.
I'm gonna kick you in the head now repeatedly.
So wacky. I still don't quite remember what Chad's power is, but he's got a very strong arm. Totally not from.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Chad's got a strong arm. Let me tell you.
He's got. He's like a charger. He's got that one big arm. Special right-handed practice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Doesn't mean anything else. Not at all.
Nope. Couldn't be. Couldn't be anything else.
Hickey, you got anything else you'd like to add?
The opening is great, man.
Opening is great.
I do like the openings throughout great. Bleach. Yeah.
Most of the I guess Bleach has the best openings of the shonens of this time.
There's a couple One Piece ones that are good. Obviously not the four kids rap. But...
What do you mean? That's the greatest. No, I mean, like, it's got a lot of style. Like, I do remember this opening in particular, even though I'd never seen the show before, just because it's like, I remember like going to like the whole like OP guess the OP types of stuff and whatnot. Doing that whole stuff, it's just you cannot avoid this opening. It comes up every single time.
No,
it's just like that's the Bleach one. Yeah. It's definitely very catchy.
Alones, which is the sixth season opening, After Dark by Asian Kung Fu Generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one is Velonica as well. That one is just Rolling Star by Yui. Damn. They're all really good.
All right, so the question, I still have a couple questions left, but I'm curious about you, Tori. By that stretch of like 16 to 20, when he's training and trying to become so what happens story-wise for those that maybe aren't following along or maybe have just forgotten? When Ichigo comes face to face with the two dudes from the Soul Society, allegedly Rukia's brother, he gets fucking stabbed and he's going to die in the street, and they cut his what's his name? Byakuya? Is that his name? What's funny? Hickey?
There's absolutely no chance that I can answer whatever you were going to ask me, because you have been cutting out hardcore the entire way.
That's not good. Okay. Well, hopefully I
just short.
Yeah. All right. What did you think of the
explanation?
Tori, what did you think of the training arc after he loses his powers and he has to try to gain them back?
Considering how seemingly difficult this was going to be, it was very quick. A little strange, because it sort of seems to imply that anyone can become a Soul Reaper in a way.
Technically, well, it's a little bit of a spoiler of the next chapter and why not, but Shinigamis are normal souls.
Yeah, that's
in the Soul Society. They can go to the academy and become a Shinigami, or just pick up a sword, a Zanpakuto from a dead body, and train enough to become a Shinigami. The thing with Ichigo is that his process was a little bit different, because it involved becoming, the hollow, I guess. He has a mask.
Yeah,
at the end there,
a little cracked mask. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. I still think
a setup about like the power scale. That's the setup for the power scale of the show, kind of going forward.
I still think it's a little awkward. Yeah, I don't know. Like, as far as like sort of for like a major training arc, right? Maybe it's because I'm used to like long ass fucking training arcs, but it seemed kind of like over and done with, which is not necessarily always bad, but it kind of feels a little cheap in this case, in my opinion.
Okay.
For what we're about to set out. It's like, all right, cool. Like we're entering the Soul Society, you know, we're trying to fucking rescue Rukia and whatnot, and I don't know. You're not ready for that yet, but give me like, I don't know, 10 days. You'll be good to go. It's like, no, okay. All right, yeah, sure. Okay, of course. Just 10 days.
But how does the man, dude?
Clearly.
The training and everything. I talked to you like on the
I know
on our chat about how it happens in Bleach.
I know.
It is not so much about the training. Like every single thing they're gonna have, like there's a part with another part of people like, oh, you need to train for 10 years to get this power, and Ichigo gets in like 2 days.
Yeah,
but it's not so much. It's like, okay, he got this power, but so fucking what? He doesn't know how to use this shit, so he's just gonna get his ass mopped anyway. It's like, okay, like I know you've never been to the army. But he has this this Browning M2 machine gun. Now don't shoot it. It's like, I'm supposed to do this shit. I haven't done it. I don't have the training. Right? It's the same thing. It's like, congratulations, you have a lot of power. So
yeah, but they do imply
absolutely mopped.
But they do imply like almost immediately that a lot of these things come natural to Ichigo from the first training spot where he has to, in his soul form, be able to breathe and run, and then the next step is avoiding the girl he has to train with Mr. Hat, which I like how they how Ichigo refers to him. It's just Hat and Clogs.
Hat and Clogs, yeah,
no name.
No, but I mean, like they sort of play up under that as well a lot, because it's like every time there's something, it's like, so we're gonna train you now, and what we're going to do is actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not even going to bother explaining it to you. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, he just does it, including the third one where he has to find his sword. And a lot of these things are kind of throwaway lines, or at least you think. It's like, oh, you don't even know the name of your sword. You're Zanbakuto. What are you doing? You're such an amateur. And that throwaway line just is so key to it's so key later.
I love fucking Ichigo's reaction to that though. It's just like, what? All you guys go around and fucking give names to your sword and shit?
Right.
What? It's like, why? I mean, to be fair, that's a reasonable response. When somebody's like, well, you don't even know your sword's name. It's like, why should I go around fucking giving my sword a name? It's like, no, not that. So yeah, that's same thing. The sort of assumption that he has with Mr. Hat, just when he pulls out his sword, it's just like, he pulled that sword out of his cane. That's just a normal ass sword. That can't even hurt me.
I'm in
a bad assumption, my dude. Yeah, that's a bad assumption, my dude. That is not a normal sword.
Yeah, it's pretty wild that everything that we talk about is essentially the last few episodes. So, $1 million question. Was the ending of this arc enough for you to be intrigued to watch more?
I mean, yes, I would say so. Like, again, it's not. I don't think it's a great starting arc. I don't think it's a great starting point.
I don't think so either.
But it does pick up, and it gets better. It gets better towards the end. And yeah, I am definitely curious to see like the Soul Society and whatnot, and sort of get into that, seeing that whole thing. Because now it's like maybe at least sort of thinking about what maybe is going to happen going forward. Maybe stuff is going to start picking up a lot more, get more interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely willing to give it more shots than just 20 episodes. So, you know, I mean, sort of in the same vein, right? It's like the same thing happened to me when I started watching One Piece, right? I wasn't huge on One Piece in the beginning either. I technically still am not, right? I still watched like 50 episodes, and the final episode I watched, like, or the final arc I watched, mini arc, the little Arlong Spark arc, like, that was probably the best arc that I'd watched so far. So,
yep.
I don't know that it can't pick up. It's not. I'm just not willing to sit here and like wait like 400 episodes for it to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole conversation to have about One Piece there. I don't like the way it starts either, for sure.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, right? Because then Arlong Park gets in, and it's like at first it's kind of like kiddie, like shonen stuff, and then suddenly shit starts to get a little bit more serious, and you're just like, okay,
Right.
all right,
Yeah, way
now
better.
we're talking.
Yeah. Bleach, I like. I have my love for One Piece, but it definitely has a lot of flaws, and honestly,
like when they fucking fight, they just spend fucking 15 minutes of that fight just talking to each other.
oh well,
never fun.
That is kind of shonen 101. You better get used to that.
I know, but that is so fucking annoying every time because it's just, I know why. It's because they're trying not to fucking adapt too much of the fucking one chapter they're trying to adapt, especially One Piece. But like, it's just like, dude, holy fuck. We've been standing here with our fists fucking raised, ready to punch each other in the face, and it's been 15 minutes. Can we get on with it? Can we throw the first punch already?
Yeah. So yeah, I was honestly surprised how much I didn't like how Bleach started, but I'm with you. These last like 5 episodes or 3, even 3, were enough for me to go, I want to watch more. I'm with you. Hickey?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Of course, right? Yeah, all right.
No, it's a really bad beginning. The animation is trash. The art style is trash,
Yep.
but it's still a good shonen by episode 20. You have the little anti-hero with Ishida, even though he's kind of a plank, and he will always be kind of a plank.
He serves a small
Chad.
purpose, yeah.
Yeah, Chad, and then Orihime, everything there. It's definitely also in an interesting part of. Started in 2001, the manga, and then 2004 came the anime. So little pivotal changes throughout the series, which only happened, for example, in One Piece, way after like chapter 600, 700.
Mm-hmm.
Naruto, you had to restart a series of Shippuden.
Ugh. Yeah.
So this one had everything going for it, and it definitely it's a well constructed story. Like looking at it in hindsight, as someone who's 100 chapters away of finishing the whole story, and definitely the episode 20 is the selling point of the whole first season, which is not a good thing. But at least it gives you something to look after. The Soul Society, because like if you go there the way you are right now, you're gonna absolutely fucking die. You need to cross this place in like what they say, 48 hours.
Yeah.
You have to cross the portal, or you're fucking dead. Ichigo has a fucking hollow mask. It's like everyone's like, he's a Shinigami, but he has a hollow mask. What the fuck? It's like, oh, there's something interesting there. Everyone is surprised. Oh. The new Zanpakuto, right? Which is the Shinkai, named, and Ichigo is just a lump of steel, and people carrying lumps of steel as weapons kind of warms my heart with another show called Berserker. So, yeah, I cannot wait to watch more. Fun.
All right, so scores of the first arc. Tori?
First arc score, I give it a 6.
Okay.
Just because, again, like I said, it's starts out very, very rough, and then gets better. So yeah, I think a 6 is fair. 5, 6 around there.
That's exactly where I was as well.
Very much the same. There's not a lot here. There's a lot to improve, I guess.
Yeah. And for the future, it sounds like we're going to do more. We're not going to watch filler episodes. There's sites out there that list all the fillers. So if we get to these points where it's like 12 episodes of filler, we're just skipping those.
Yeah, there's like entire filler arcs as well. So
yeah, no need to watch those. We'll stick to the main story proper. There was one specific filler arc that I don't know if we'll ever get to that, but who knows if we ever do. We're definitely watching that particular one. I think Hickey, you know which one I'm talking about.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
dude.
okay. All right, fair enough. Okay. Our next episode is Hickey's pick, Penguin's Memory.
Oh boy. I've never watched it, so I don't know. It's going to be a surprise for all of us.
I guess so. Yeah, I've never watched it either. Okay. Well, this was episode 128. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.